Hi, welcome to another edition of 4-Minute Fridays. My name's Gary. Today I want to talk to you about overcoming nervousness, and very specifically, overcoming nervousness when you need to make a public presentation. Now, I work with a lot of leaders, highly competent people that have said to me, man, I do great in the boardroom, I do great making decisions, often I do great in staff meetings, but when I have to make like a public presentation, man, I get all sweaty, or my mouth goes dry, and I lose my place. It's just a really bad experience. I want to share a few things that have helped me that maybe will help you in overcoming. We're all going to feel a little bit nervous, and that nervousness can actually work to your benefit because you're a little bit more alert, but you don't want it to become this debilitating fear that can take place. So let me just share a few things that I've learned that's been helpful for me, and maybe it'll help you. First one is you got to know yourself. You got to know if you're funny or not. And if you're not, don't try to be, okay? You got to know if you tend to get lost in analytical data. If you do, broaden things a little bit and give an FAQ sheet and give all the stats there for the people that need to geek out on stuff like that. If you tend to talk too long when you're nervous, be aware of that. If you tend to have certain mannerisms that are odd, just know yourself. Second thing is you got to know your subject, and you got to know it cold. You cannot be the guy or gal that's standing up there and you're fumbling trying to find the information, because what you're communicating is, man, I don't really know what I'm doing here, and we're not really sure of anything, and that really can erode confidence really, really quick. Keep it right on point and make sure that you know what you're talking about. If you don't, you're not ready to make that presentation. Or maybe you're supposed to introduce somebody else who's going to make that presentation. But whoever says it has got to know their subject cold. The third thing is to know your audience. And know them, who you're speaking to, how they think. Think of the different age ranges of people. Are you speaking to your staff? Are you speaking to volunteers? Are you speaking to corporate donors, to your cause? Whatever it is, know who they are and think about them while you're preparing what you're preparing. I kind of made it a discipline to go down to Starbucks and do some of my best preparing when it comes to public presentations, because I'll sit there and I'll work on something. I'll think, okay, so that person over there, would they understand what I'm talking about? And how could I reach that person? How could I reach that person? How do they need to hear this from me? And what I've learned is that in knowing, all of a sudden you shift into this place called caring. And when you really care about the people that you're speaking to, and when you really believe that you've got something inside you that you want to share with them that will add value to their life, here's what happens. All of a sudden, you're not thinking about you anymore. You're not thinking about how you come across and how do I look and does this sound weird, or people. You're so focused on them that all nervousness has gone away from you, because you don't have that kind of uncomfortable self-consciousness. And I'll tell you what, when you do that, something really dynamic can happen in your presentation. One last thing. No matter what your style is, always make it your goal to be the first one done. Okay, that's kind of one of my ongoing jokes. Listen, when I speak, I want to be the first one done. That's why I'm trying to hold this to 4 minutes every week, because listen, we all got to be places and do things. And if you're going on and you're like the last one done in the room, that's not good. Know yourself, know your subject, know your audience, and care about them deeply, and be the first one done. Hey, thank you so much for being part of this day on 4-Minute Fridays.